Man, just here chilling, you know? Chilling at home with the family.
You met them people that kill me.
Huh. I'm here, man. I'm here.
That's the greatest.
On a phone call.
That's the greatest thing. That's the greatest thing. Greatest thing. Everything good?
Everything good.
Family?
Family is all well. Little one just taking a nap.
All right, boss. All right. Yeah, play one. That mad video game?
No. Later business.
All right, boss. All right. Congrats on everything.
Thank you.
The newborn, all of something. They're not really newborn, but the first. All right, boss. All right. Much respect. I respect for this. Most of doing this for most of the kids them. I'm training and all them something. As you know, my brother the
yeah, man. You don't know we're here for the kids, you know.
All right, boss. Flemo just come on out.
Flemo.
Yeah, be in trouble. Flemo, give me fuck.
Flemo, I pray.
All right. I'm gonna just a quick. The kids of mine just ask some question and thing, and nah, keep it for long. Just make them sister, says a hard work and perseverance and persistent to get where you're at.
Most definitely.
All right. So enough about me, because we will see each other. We will leave.
Yeah, man.
All right.
No.
All right. I'll start with the kids some question. All right. Yeah. All right. You want me read them or you read them? Whichever one.
Go on, man. And then the sons of Eric.
All right, boss. So, Leon, who inspired you?
Well, basically, I'd say my family, first and foremost, and obviously, football was basically the only thing I knew since I was very young. So, my family inspired me to become who I am today. And obviously, all these legends that played football also inspired me to want to be like them. Ronaldinho, for example, he was my favorite player back then. When I was younger, I always tell myself I wanted to be like him, be very entertaining. Because the way how he played, I wish I was able to watch him play a game. Because he was so entertaining to watch. And I'm sure that everybody who watched him play football always enjoyed him being on the ball, because he's always just giving something for the crowd to enjoy, and that's the type of person I wanted to be. And obviously, for me, he was one of the best players in the world for me.
All right. Hold on. Autograph, right? So, who's the best player you played against?
The best player, it depends.
Here's some information.
It depends what exactly you consider the best player. Best defender I played against or the best player overall in terms of...
There was a specific, so just answer overall.
Well, the best defender I've played against, I've always had a lot of difficulty to answer that question because, I don't fear anybody. And for me, if I'm up against a known defender or something, for me, it gives me a drive, a push, a different energy to want to dominate that person, respect for them. But I've always had difficulty with that question because I believe in myself, I believe in ability, and I know whoever I'm up against is always have problems. But I would say the best defender I've played against is probably Jerome Boateng.
Boateng?
Yeah. I'd say he's the best defender I've played against.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's really handing in from the very second as him touch the ball of the ball. We played against Juventus. something else.
So I'm to Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, that game, he wasn't. Every football player know that, you know, even though you make a name for yourself and everything, not every game you're gonna perform the way you should.
Facts.
But obviously, you have to give utmost respect to Ronaldo. He's, for me, one of the best player right now in the world. So, even though he's not my favorite player, but Messi is my favorite player. But, you know, I have to give respect where due, and I think he's the best player in the world.
Okay. All right, the bossy. All right.
What else we got?
Kisai, so what are your thoughts on the World Cup next year? You think Jamaica is ready?
Honestly, I think we have a good team. We have really good quality players who I think can compete in the World Cup. I really do believe that we have a big chance to make it to the World Cup and compete. Not just making it to the World Cup, but also competing in the World Cup, you know. Making it to the World Cup is one thing, but being there and what you do is the next thing. And I believe that we can also compete in the World Cup, you know. I most definitely think that we are going to reach to the World Cup.
I think so too. I think so too. Y'all get there.
Y'all gonna get.
All right. All right. Stephen Chaplord, what was your experience while growing up in the game of football? Yeah, that's what it said. What was your experience while growing up? We'll pick sense out of that. What were your experience growing up as a footballer?
Well, basically, I would say I had good and bad moments, you know. Being a professional or wanting to be a professional is always difficult. Wanting to become a professional is the most difficult part to me. It takes a lot of dedication, sacrifice. You have to basically
your Wi-Fi.
Can you hear me?
No, nobody hear you. No, I read your lips to say, can you hear me? No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. That's what I say Wi-Fi shaky, you know.
No, Wi-Fi not shaky. Probably up on the speaker.
All right. No, you're good now.
Yeah, so basically I'm saying, I've been in so many different countries and where I've experienced also racism, you know, just different culture. You know, Jamaican culture is very different than most countries in the world. And when you grew up in a place like Jamaica and experience so many different cultures, it's different. And these are things that you have to face while trying to become a professional player. Just understand that, you know, not everybody's going to like you. People are going to be racist against you, not because you're not the same color as them. You're not from the same place as them. You know, when it comes to like the weather, the cold, it's very hard to adapt to. So these are steps that I think, you know, becoming a professional, why it's so hard for a lot of us, because for one, a lot of us tend to be like homesick. You know, you come from Jamaica, it's like paradise. So when you go to these countries, it's not the same. But at the end of the day, you know what you're here for and what you want to accomplish. So it's about the mind as well and how much you want it. So I've experienced a lot of difficult things, you know, but I was raised in a way to be prepared for these situations. So I knew what to expect, and it was rough. You know, not being able to be around my family for like 4 or 5 years, being that young.
Paid off though, right?
Paid off. Yeah. You know, being that young, being in Europe at 13 years old, haven't seen my family for 5 years. You know, all these sacrifices that you have to make it was quite tough, but it all paid off once, I stick to the job. I just stayed focused. I knew what I wanted, regardless of the racism that I experienced. The weather, the winter time when it was cold and my fingers were frozen. I was crying. I cried literally tears. I can remember once. So yeah, I would say that time was like the most difficult time for me, but it all paid off in the end, and that's what's important. And now I can really look back at myself and say, yeah, I've accomplished something, and that's the best feeling that someone could ever have when they work hard for something and they're literally just accomplished that. And,
Definitely. All right. Sarif C. Marks, your favorite club growing up?
My favorite club growing up? I used to like Arsenal. In Jamaica, everybody support the Premier League. So if you don't support the Premier League, you're not from Jamaica. But yeah, I used to support Arsenal, and then I supported Manchester United. But for me, it was just like, I'm supporting because I play football, and, everybody supported a club. But at the end, it was Manchester United for me and FC Barcelona. So those are the two clubs that I really support.
Mine are Arsenal still, so you're saying you switch. All right. This person's from Trinidad. What club do you want to play for next?
Fans and everybody is always going to want to ask these type of questions, but for a player, it's very difficult to answer because it doesn't go like that. Whichever club you want to play for, you're going to play for them, It's about how much you basically work hard in the current team that you're at and how much you perform for other teams to want you. And then whenever there's a good offer or something that's on the table that's going to also be in the best interest for you, that's where you can go.
Know your worth.
You're not just going to go somewhere where just because they have a big name, you're going to want to jump into it because you can kill your career like that. You get me? And we're all about taking a step at a time. And that's why I could have gone to the Premier League, a lot of bigger teams before I went to Liverpool. But it's about taking steps and making the right decision at the right time. And for me, it's about taking steps. And the next step I'll take, I don't know, but whichever one is best for
you and the family.
Me and the family, you get me?
All right. I totally support that. The 10 trophies, 3 goal, come on. This person, right? What's your favorite football memory?
My favorite, I have a lot actually. But I'd say the best one for me so far is when we beat Bayern Munich in the Allianz Arena, their own stadium, 2-0 and 2-1, and I scored the 2 goals. It was a feeling that, growing up in Jamaica, you watch all these big teams, big players, big names, and to be able to reach on that platform and deliver, scoring 2 goals against Bayern Munich, which...
Against Neuer.
Exactly, against, for me, one of the biggest teams right now in Europe. It's a most memorable feeling that I'll always have,
Okay.
Yeah, so against Bayern Munich.
All right, I'm gonna jump in and ask you a question because I was a striker.
No problem.
All right, and me play a little bit in England, so I ask you because I watched some of your stuff. I see it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite goal?
Favorite goal? My favorite goal, I would say the back heel. Still for me, for me the favorite goal.
You don't even know how you do that. It just come up.
It's just all in the moment,
For the moment.
Fast thinking.
I love that. I love that.
It was my favorite goal.
And the goal you scored the other day was magnificent. You do that in the training ground?
Yeah, we practice it in training, That's why after when I scored that goal, I went to the staff.
Yeah.
Because we trained it in training. And to be able to deliver what you train in training is always a great feeling. And obviously for the staff as well. So I just gave them the glory for that goal, basically, because you have to always be appreciative for all the help that you can get along the way. And obviously they play a great role in that part, to be able to help us finding different solutions, different ways to score goals, just basically help us overall when we're on the pitch. So I gave them the praise and the glory for that goal that I scored.
All right. This other person, can't pronounce some people in the name, but say, Leon, how you got so far in your journey?
I got so far in my journey because I'm loyal, for one. And two, I have a good family base supporting me. And I would say because I believed and knew what I wanted, and I worked very, very hard to be able to accomplish that goal. And obviously, because of all of these coaches, scouts that supported me along that journey as well, there was a lot of people I could call names from now until tomorrow that, played a very important part for me to be able to reach where I am today. So I have to be grateful for that. But yeah, I had a good family support and good coaches who helped me along the way.
Okay. And this person now say it's not even a question. They just say it. I just put up their stuff because I have so many questions here. Like, we want to see you and Sterling playing together.
That's one of my dreams as well. That I said it to him personally. I said, this was even before I was a professional, because I know Raheem a long time now. I told him once that we're either going to be playing against each other once or playing on the same team. And that's still one of my dreams up until this day. The other day when we were in the Champions League, I was hoping that we were going to play Manchester City, but it just never happened. So,
which one you rather more, playing against him or play with him?
I'd say play with him, because we're both Jamaicans. We're there to help each other grow as individuals,
All right. Would I play against him? Because would I play against my brother?
But the thing is, we basically play the same position, so playing against him, we're not even going to be...
Opposite side.
Exactly, so it makes no sense, really.
Opposite side. My brother now, kill him. Lucky me like younger. Taxi, you're lucky. Anyway, all right. You know what? The next person asks, who's the idol?
Who's my idol?
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Okay. All right, next question.
Why?
Go ahead.
People need to know why. He's not my favorite player, He's definitely not. For me, Messi is my favorite player.
Yeah.
Why? Ronaldo is my idol. And people probably think it doesn't make sense, but it does to me, because I am a professional football player.
Yeah.
Other people probably think you cannot have an idol and have somebody else as a favorite player. But the way how Ronaldo has done things in his career is very different. He showcased what a real professional should be doing in terms of like the work ethic, being 100% in every moment, every situation, and just basically being a good role model in terms of like dedicating himself on the pitch to the younger generation, for them to be able to look up to him, to want to be like him, to accomplish so much. And he has all done it in so many different clubs and different countries. And that is why he's, for me, a role model, because he's a beast. You get me? He's a beast. On and off the pitch. Whenever there is no football, he's still working. He's dedicated himself to the game so much that it's very hard not to see. Okay.
All right. The The hardest part of being a professional football player.
Hardest part is the pressure from the fans. The pressure from the fans can be very, very, very ugly sometimes, but also good, of course. But sometimes the fans can be very, very difficult. I mean, you could score 10 times for them, and they'll still, want more. But I think it's the same thing for a lot of celebrities. The fans will always be some of the hardest people to deal with.
Okay.
And of course the media, but the fans are, I'd say, is the most.
All right, next one. No, keep it long and I give about, because you know what? I'm gonna let them look you up and look for themselves. I'm not give them too much. Like you pull up a tune and I give them the whole tune.
Yeah.